welcome to this week's episode of Crypto City. If you've been here for the last couple of weeks, you remember in week 1, we had Centra Aurora come on the show, and we are actually doing a watch party for her new project this Thursday night. So if you're around in VRC, come on down. We're going to actually show it in the big Hall of Fame room out there. We have a giant screen that comes up. We've done a couple of watch parties out there prior, and we're going to do one out there. So come and check it out. It's for her new AI series that she created. So we're going to show the first episode, which actually launched on Monday. So yes, which is today. So thank you all for being here tonight. And we want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. We've got Hume AI and Lux VR with Rich. He is doing a lot of different trainings, and he is actually elevated to a new program called Higher Level, and he is doing webinars and classes to teach people how to use this new program that he has to help them with their marketing. So it involves things from websites to CRMs and all types of different marketing things that you can do with, even callbacks and stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, or you have a program or a service that you need a little bit of help with the marketing, that you might want to get more information, hit me up after this, or check out Rich at Hume AI, and you'll be able to talk to him about it, and he can connect you. We also have Fuchsia with the virtual fitness group, bringing people together so that they can exercise, lose weight, feel great, all in VR while they're having a great time hanging out with their friends. It's so much fun. I've been a part of the group for about 1.5 years now, and I absolutely love it. It might even be a little longer than that. And I see G Deuce is here in the audience, and she's also part of that group. It's a lot of fun. We have DJ Marcus, who is part of our team and one of the greatest DJs here in the Metaverse. And he is also our camera person downstairs, taking all the videos so that we can push these videos out to YouTube for us. And Kip VR, who built this world and maintains it for us. And we appreciate both of them for all of the work that they do on this show. We have Cybershay, who is just a powerhouse of learning things here in the Metaverse and then going out, taking classes and contributing to the real world with a lot of the stuff that she learns here in both AI, VR. She's a cybersecurity specialist. She's an author. She's just doing great things. We have Tinkerlove1980 from Beauty of Tink, who is doing projects both IRL and here in the Metaverse to try and help people elevate their products, their events, their services, and then giving back to the community with Beauty of Tink. So check out a lot of her work. You can see that there's a poster up on the back wall if you want to learn a little bit more about her current project. And then we have our 2 new sponsors. We've got Ice Cold Stacks from Ice House Casino and Lounge, who's doing a lot of event planning, and she also hosts residencies for artists in her casino and lounge. And we have Ty Sky and Stacks, both from BYOB events, doing live streaming events to help gamers get some recognition and to do a lot of other fun events here in the Metaverse. So we are very grateful to all of them for their support of this show and for standing by us over the years. I also want to take a moment to thank our team, Blue Moon over here, who does a lot with the logistics and runs the slides and helps us get through every one of these shows. Loudfire, who's not here tonight, but who helps with crowd control. And again, Kip and DJ Marcus for their help with this as well. And I want to thank all of you for coming here every week to help show support for the people in our community that we are recognizing and sharing their work. The theme for this season is application, which is basically people coming into VR, learning things about VR, AI, and MR, XR, all the different things, and then actually applying them, whether it's here in the Metaverse or in real life. So tonight, our guest is Libby, and she's going to come here and talk about the worlds that she's been creating in VR. And we just ask everyone to please make sure that they're muted so it's not picking up any background sound on the cameras. And if you would all please welcome Libby to the stage. Libby, please join us.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Hello. Thank
Please
you,
grab a
girl.
seat. It's great to see you. so that the audience knows, you are actually in France. And so right now it is like 3 a.m. So we
Yeah.
greatly appreciate your time coming in here to meet with us. And I appreciate so much that you would take, the time to wake up at this time of night or morning, as it may be, to come here and be with us to share your story. So thank you and welcome.
Thank you. I'm really glad to be here.
So first of all, we want to talk about your name. So tell us your real name and what it means and why you're dressed like that.
So Libellule actually means dragonfly. So yeah, that explains a lot of things, I think. So yeah.
So we're going to learn a little bit about what you're doing in here, but tell us, obviously you're very artistic. Tell us about your background before coming into VR.
So I don't have anything related to VR. Actually, I studied history of art, archaeology, history of religion, and yeah, I've been working as I don't know how to say it correctly in English, but basically I was cultural mediator, like I was giving historical tour in historical building of my city, working on exhibitions, making research, and yeah, it's what I did basically.
So coming in here, you didn't have a big technical background. It was more social and physical, psychological, and the things that you were talking about, cultural.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't have any knowledge about. I didn't know anything about VR and all the tools that was available for building or. Yeah.
So how did you end up stumbling across coming into VR and being part of the community here?
Well, I've been really curious. I I watched some videos on YouTube, and I realized that we reached a point with VR that I didn't expect. And when I saw that, I just wanted to experience it myself. And the first thing that I tried was actually VR chats, but I didn't come for the social aspect of it. It was just discovering what you could do, like what kind of experience you could live, and one of the first what I visited, and I feel lucky. That was one of the first one I visited. It was Beyond the Beat, and I was totally amazed by the scenery. So yeah,
Beyond the Beat is beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were inspired by what you saw when you come into VR, and so now obviously you're very creative, you're very colorful. You somehow got into the artistic side of it and everything. So we're going to talk a little bit about the tools of creation that you use when you're in here. So this avatar you actually created, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But first, so the actual programs you started using, you have OpenBrush, Unity, AudioLink. So tell us a little bit about how you even discovered these and what each of them do and how you incorporate.
Well, everything's so. OpenBrush. Well, I have to say that when I started OpenBrush, I wasn't in a really good place. I mean, I was like not feeling really well, and I was looking for something to appease me. I just tried it, and I don't know, something happened because I don't know if you already tried it, but so each brush has specific sounds, and when you're painting with lights and I don't know, like it's something magical. Even more when you're playing. So there's a AudioLink tool built inside OpenBrush, and you can see your drawings also react this way. So yeah, it's how it started, and yeah, I was feeling good doing that. I don't know, like maybe having control in my work, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So I have actually used OpenBrush before. I downloaded it back when I was in Altspace. I had a friend who used to create in OpenBrush and loved it. It is actually it's a very unique way of drawing and creating, and it is, there's something peaceful about the fact that you're not being precise. You're actually being very artistic, and there's a lot of flair involved in it, and you can create all these things and get the desired effect without being so meticulous.
Yes, it's true. It's true. That it's a much more powerful tool that people might think, actually, because there's a lot of hidden tool inside, and some magical tricks, you know. But there's also plugins and experimental tools that are, are developing step by step. And it's much more powerful than we can think.
So now, most of the people who have been around in VR chat are familiar with Unity, and that's the software that you need in order to bring things in.
Yeah,
so using OpenBrush with Unity and AudioLink, is it fairly, for those who haven't used it, is it something that's fairly, simple, or is it something that's very complex to incorporate them together?
No, it's not that complex. I mean, it's quite easy to just export your drawings, your creation outside of OpenBrush as a FBX or OBJ files or GLB, whatever. It's really easy. You just have to import it into OpenBrush or Unity. Sorry, there are like some like a tool you just have to download on their website and plug in on Unity, and like this you can just import it really easily with GLB, and which will keep the materials, and so for easy stuff and not too complex stuff, that's perfect. I mean, it works really. It's really easy. But from the moment you want to make something more complex and also think about optimization, maybe it's better to use FBX and to work on it with Blender and then to re-import again. Like it depends what you do. But I mean, when I was starting, I didn't know anything about optimization and all those kind of things. And still, I was able to publish my very first work, which is called A Fall in the Jungle. And it worked actually really well. And just like that. So, no, I mean, you have to take care. There are some few tricks, but it's quite easy.
So, for those who aren't familiar with AudioLink, can you describe a little bit about what AudioLink and how that actually works with graph?
So, AudioLink, it's a tool that we use on VR chat or other platforms. So it's all about audio reactivity. So basically, the idea is that a shader, a material, whatever, like will react. It can be in very different ways to the music that will play through an audio source or a video player. And this will bring life to the world itself. That's the main idea.
Some of you may have been in worlds before where when music's playing, as the beats hit and the lights are flickering at the same time and things like that. So it enhances the actual worlds. And I know that you've been talking about with AudioLink being built into some of the worlds you've created, that you feel this would be a really good selling point for people who want to come in, musicians specifically, to do a concert, or DJs to do a show, because the interaction of music along with the 3D graphics within the world just elevates the experience to another level, correct? Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yeah, I totally believe that VR is the opportunity to make things that wouldn't be possible in the real life, and to bring this immersion and to feel the music itself. Because, yeah, I don't know, it's really personal, but when you look at, like, you listen to music you love, and you see the sceneries like a background reacting to it, I think there's a huge potential to make collaboration with artists, and to experiment also, because we are here to experiment, I guess.
Absolutely. That's one of the best parts about being in here, is to get to experience things that we couldn't in the real world. This reality gives us that. So we are, like, as we're going to continue on, but I do want to let everyone know that if you are an artist out there and you're interested in doing something here in the metaverse with a concert, or, or you're a DJ and you'd like a great backdrop for a party that you're going to throw or something along those lines, we will give her contact information out in a little bit. And that you can connect to go, check it out. We're also going to list a bunch of the worlds and stuff that she's created, so that you will have the opportunity to see some things. But like, when you're using AudioLink and OpenBrush and you're creating all of this different stuff, what is your typical tone of a world that you create? What do you typically feel that are you feeling more emotional, or are you feeling more graphic? Like, is it more visual?
Well, I think it's across something about, like, psychedelism, mysticism. It's I love color. You cannot use that.
Absolutely.
So, I like to play with colors, and so it's mostly all about psychedelism, onirism is the right word in English. Poetry.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
Dreamlike space.
Fantasy. A little bit of fantasy, sci-fi, yes. Okay.
Abstract also sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
It's a mix of all of this.
Let's talk about, you just said how much you could tell you love color from, what you're wearing. So let's talk about avatar creation for a minute. So this was created in OpenBrush, but yet it's an avatar. So as opposed to a world. So you're still bringing everything in with Unity, but how do you actually, most of us in here are used to hearing about creation of avatars with Blender and Unity. So can you still create something in OpenBrush and have the bones and the physics and everything similar to what you do in Blender and Unity?
I'm the proof. But so I believe there's no conventional way, and there are many tools that exist. Mine is OpenBrush mostly. But you have to know that there's a lot of tools that will also ease your work. I didn't know anything about rigging. I'm still kind of new to all of this, so I'm still learning. So the first thing I did to bring my avatar to life was to use a tool we call Mixamo. It's actually one of the the only tool of Adobe that which is free. So you're aware of that. So Mixamo can do stuff. I mean, for anthropomorphic characters, it works most of the time. It's not perfect, but at least it does the job, and you can still fix things inside Blender. So
Okay, so you do dabble in Blender as well with this?
Yes, you can, yes.
Okay.
You can improve how it's rigged,
Well, we're looking at your dragonfly, which is obviously very personal to you. In general, what do you, how do you feel like avatars contribute to the identity and presence of, these immersive spaces? Obviously, a lot of us have avatars that we've created that look like a
Mm-hmm.
person that we either are in real life or that we want to personify in here. But there are a lot of people who do have avatars very similar to yours. And, tell me what you feel about, the difference between, and is it just freedom of expression and that's it?
Hmm. There's a part of it for sure. But yeah, it's also symbolism. There's a whole story behind my name, behind this avatar actually, because you have to know that I'm actually scared of dragonflies.
Oh my
And
gosh, are you
it's
serious?
it's
Oh, that's
also
crazy. Okay.
it's how it started actually. Um, yeah, it was with my boyfriend. We were somewhere. It's a long story, but yeah. And I saw like dragonflies, and I saw them. For me, they were like that, And I had a surgery on my leg, and so I couldn't run. So I was like running in a really weird way and saying, "Oh, libellule, libellule, libellule." And from this time, my boyfriend called me, "Oh, ma libellule, ma libellule, ma libellule." And so it's how it started, actually.
That's a
So
great
yeah,
story. That's funny. All right, then. So
and
for
now
you, it's
it's me.
actually overcoming your fear. You're good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. So you've created tons of worlds, and in a bit, we're gonna go visit one of your worlds.
Hmm.
But when you create these worlds, what are things that viewers should actually look for while exploring? Are there any like specific things that you kind of try to incorporate into them?
It all depends, like when I'm starting drawing, sometimes just drawing, listening to music and just sometimes things happen, sometimes not, and then there's a drawing you just did on the side, and you see that there's an echo with another one, and it can start like that. Or when you are building a project for real, I mean, I had the opportunity to build to rebuild actually a
Mm-hmm.
historical building where sorry, I'm getting tired. Where I was used to work. Sorry,
Mm-hmm. No
um,
problem.
uh, I was giving historical tour in this historical building, blah 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 blah. And when I discovered OpenBrush, I thought, maybe there's something to do about um, mediation. Is it a right word in English? Sorry. I mean, for teaching purpose, for cultural
Okay.
goals. Um, and so I decided to rebuild
Mm-hmm.
one of the historical buildings I was
That's such a
working
great
on.
thing. Okay.
And I had the opportunity to be exhibited there. And so I did a whole experience with like there are small ghosts, there are NPCs, and then
Mm-hmm.
they are telling you the history of this place and yeah, what
So
happened.
educational too.
Yes,
That's great.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And
I
so,
love
for
that.
example, so it all depends of the project. I mean, sometimes just playing around. And for example, my word Mystic Space, it was for the Space Jam, so we had a theme. But I love the theme because it's all about space exploration. And last year they were asking for futuristic and historical aspect. And because I studied archaeology, blah, blah, blah. I try to bring this cultural aspect into it by showing some scene like, because I believe that space exploration started from the moment man started to look into the sky, and so it's all about this story.
Okay. So I know it's very late for you, so we won't keep you too much longer. But when you are pretty much creating these worlds, are you trying to incorporate the audio link into most of them, not even just for the musicians, but also just for the experience of the visitors coming to these
Mm.
worlds?
Well, what I would love to do, it's, yeah, there are, there are some limitations for now, because we are limited to one audio source at a time. So
Okay.
that's kind of tricky. But yeah, I believe that step by step we'll reach a point where we'll be able to go beyond that. And yeah, just imagine like you go through a forest and the birds make the flowers
Mm-hmm.
glow. I don't know, it can be anything. Well, I believe sounds is also part of the experience, sounds, music.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I love that. So, do you have any upcoming projects that you want to talk about before we go visit one of the existings?
Well, there's maybe a little sneak we can take on my project I'm releasing on February 13th, which is called Trippy Dreams.
Okay.
We can take a look there. And yeah, I'm also developing on the side because I'm working on VR chat, but also on Somnium Space. And so I'm building stuff there, also with audio reactivity, and also I have in mind that I want to collaborate with all kind of musicians, DJs, live musicians, hip hop
Yeah.
singer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I'm experimenting here, there, and maybe soon somewhere else. But yeah,
Nice.
you can find me also on Somnium Space.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll talk more about that maybe at a later time. That's actually
Mhm.
a whole nother show.
Yes.
um, so if anyone out there is interested in maybe collaborating or taking a tour with her, with Libby, to be able to check out some of these worlds that she's talking about, especially any musicians, DJs. I mean, I've been to a few of these worlds. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're amazing. But the way that the music ties in with it's truly a great thing to see and feel, because you actually do feel what you're looking at in there. It's amazing. So we have Libby's IG is up on the screen. Make a note of it, follow her, check out some of her worlds, and we're going to take you all, whoever can come with us. We'll drop a portal, we'll jump in, and we'll check out a couple of her places. Before we do that, I just want to thank everyone again for coming here tonight and talk about next week. We are going to have another special guest coming on. It's, as a matter of fact, Vernon, who's one of our guests in our audience, has been bringing me some people to bring onto the show. He's actually who connected me with Libby. And next week, we're going to have on Jacqueline Drake, who also Vernon has referred. So when I ask you guys, if you have someone you think should be on the show, or if you want to be on the show, that's all you got to do. Drop me a line, introduce me to the person. If it's a good fit, we're going to bring them on the show, because we want to showcase the work that people are doing in here. We want to talk to people who are doing cool and interesting things. And Jacqueline's actually doing some stuff with fitness programs. We're not going to disclose them yet. We'll talk about them next week. But Fuchsia, you'll definitely want to check that out. So thank you for coming onto the stage and telling us your story. Thank you for being up so late at night. And everyone, if you'll join us, we're going to drop a portal and go check out one of our worlds. And we'll see you all next week. So thank you all for coming. All right.